Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So today I'm going to be tying for you a Lime Trude. The thing that makes it a Trude is this downed wing sticking out the back here. I really like tying these as just a good searching attractor pattern, especially when there's a lot of caddis around. Late in the evening it makes it really easy to see as well because of that nice big white wing. So today I'm going to be tying it on a TMC 100. I'm going to start some black sheer 14-aught about an eye length behind the eye, and go ahead and get a nice thread base. One of the things about this tail that you want to be sure of is that, with these tippets, they have that black marking. And with the tail, you want to be able to pick a feather, when you measure it, you want to pick a feather that once you tie it in, you see both black bands. That's kind of one of the things about this that, when I see folks tying, they kind of tie that black band right up to the bend, and you want to be able to see that second band. So I'm just going to get this attached like I normally do. Give it a little check, needs a little bit more length. Get it in right. 2 wraps, and then I'm going to go under, and that's going to lock it in and kick that tail up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and get myself a nice thread base there and tie it down, stop about center way. Make my way back down. Then I'm going to reach for I'm going to back it off a couple wraps. Reach for my chartreuse superfine. And as always with this kind of dubbing, less is more. As I always say, they always say, it's easier to put on than take off. And since I'm going to start with less than I really need, I'm going to leave the end of that fluffy because I know I'm going to tie more on. So when I leave that end a little fluffy, when I go to add, I can weave it in and it doesn't look like I've had to add. As I move forward, I'm going to slowly build a little taper to this body. And I want to end about the 2/3 mark, but I want to make a nice shoulder to that dubbing. That's going to help kick that wing up. Now, most Trudes are tied with calf tail, but if any of you guys have tied with calf tail, that stuff is a menace to try and stack. So I'm going to change it up a little bit, and I'm going to go with calf body hair. And just as always, I'm going to clip me out a nice healthy chunk. I'm just going to grab it by the tips and get rid of all that fluff and base that I don't really need. I'm left with about that much, so I'll get myself another little chunk to add to it. And I'm using calf body hair by Magpie Materials. If you guys are able to get some from him, it really is some good stuff. So now that I've got me a couple chunks, throw it in my hair stacker, get it stacked up. I'll take care of that one tippet here in just a second that's wanting to stick down. Now that I've got everything stacked up, it's not quite perfect, so I'll give it another little stack. Good enough. I'm going to try and get it to about where that first black band is before I tie it down. And I want it to stay right here on top, so I'll get 3 good wraps. Make sure it's on top, and I'll slowly start making my band all the way back. Make my way forward, pull those butt ends up. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and bring it forward just a little bit more. We'll cut it off. Oh no. So, don't fret. Don't get scared. I'll show you how to recover from something like this. So I'm just going to re-spool my thread and go right back into this fly. Since I had enough of those bands built up, I should be able to recover from this without too much issue. So I'm going to find that end. I'm going to hold it with my index and thumb, and then just start this shear right on top of it. And since I didn't fret, I didn't go screwing with the fly, I'm able to get right back on it. Now this time I'm going to cut it with my thread back here so I don't cut my thread off. Now I can bring it back forward and cover up those butt ends. Don't worry about that little jump off, that's okay. We'll kind of build up just a little bit to try and make that base as flat as possible. Now I've got a couple prepared feathers here. We're going to do a grizzly and a brown. And as you can tell, I've stripped a little bit more off that leading side, so that whenever I do start to tie in, it will tie in correctly. I did that to both feathers. I'm going to tie off up here where those butt ends are just got done getting cut off. So you can do one at a time or you can do both. I'm going to do both. They want to act right. You see that your hackle starts getting away from you. You can hold closer to the fly itself. Gonna get about 3 wraps so that they don't split away from each other. So I got 3 wraps to tie it down. Trim those out. Pull everything back. Go from the base up. Since these are attractor flies, I don't really mind having a nice thread head on there. I'm going to do a back to front whip finish. So 1, 2, 4. There's a little bit of a step there. I can see it, you can see it, but the fish can't see it. Bring the feathers, make sure they're nice and straight. And there you go, a Lime Trude. Now, like I said, I'm going to take care of that one little tippet that's stuck down at the bottom there. Just going to come in with my fine point renaments here. Just up to the base of it. Trim it out. Now you can see that, but I don't think the fish will. Like always, I'm going to come in with a little bit of head cement. I will soak down into those thread wraps. Looks a little globby right now, but I promise you it will soak in and that will disappear. And there you have it. Lime Trude. Twist some up, have some fun. See you guys.